fuel pressure regulator, 0 psi, control unit relay, and fuel pump relay. Bridge to fuel pump relay. Fuel pump is active. Let go of the relay, and pressure is dropping way too quickly. It stops if I pinch. If I pinch to return, and the feed. At least I thought, yeah, so it stops right now. So because of the age, I'm just going to replace the fuel pressure regulator, see what happens. See, it's dropping again. No more drop, and I don't even have the feed line plugged right now. Fuel pump's running 35, 39 psi. Let go, sits at 35. Not energized right now, sitting at 35 psi. Before it was dropping right to 0 within a couple of minutes. So that solved that problem. This was hard starting when it's hot. After coming to a stop, but there's a different problem too. So we'll see what we can find with that one. Okay, the O2 wasn't cycling. This is the one that had the fuel pressure drop when you shut the car off. So that's fine now. But as soon as you run this thing, the O2 would stick rich, even having the O2 disconnected and just measuring on the O2 side, it would stay on the rich side. Right now it's just, okay, it'll stay rich too a little bit, but not as severe as it was before. What somebody did, just reattach this. What somebody did was they moved the spring, the black circle here, and rotated it in a counterclockwise direction, and that loosens the spring tension. You'll see here on the wiper arm there's a white spot, and the white spot is where the airflow meter idles, and so they assume that's bad, and they adjusted the tension so that there's less tension and that the wiper moves further. What happens when it moves further? It'll stay rich. You can see it's pegged at 0.9 right now, flatline. If I let go of it with correct spring tension, it'll hover in that area again, and now it'll start cycling again. It'll come in a second. There it goes. And then when revving it up now, that's really good sweep of the O2. The first clue was that this cover wasn't tight. It just popped right off. The glue on the screw is still there, so I know they didn't tamper with that. But when I move it physically with my finger like this, the wiper arm, I should feel some resistance. Before I didn't. I made a little white mark of where the teeth were before I touched it. So on this black gear, there are a couple of teeth that are white. Unfortunately, I had to turn it so much so that the teeth are now behind underneath the circuit board here. But again, the black tooth gear is used to adjust the tensioner of the wiper arm, the tension of the wiper arm. Turning it one way will decrease the tension or resistance of movement, and the other way will tighten it. Fine adjustment can be done with this screw, and that would be the one to prefer to touch rather than the spring that controls tension. So anyways, some tinkering going on here, but I found the two problems. So That's the fine adjustment, the CO adjustment. That's the only one you theoretically should touch. You shouldn't touch anything under here. Sweeping good at idle. Fuel shut off on decel, catches itself, and then starts cycling right away.